Hello, good morning. Welcome to practice. Practice for the new year. How exciting. We are in the month of Prajna Paramita in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple, and we had a wonderful weekend of events to usher in the new year. We had chanting to Guanyin at just up to midnight on Friday night, and on Saturday, we launched the new Temple of Hecate circles. And last night, we had the fashion goddess fashion archetypes class, and all of these were kind of our welcome 2022 activities here in the temple. I hope everybody else had a wonderful celebration of the new year. It was really, really fun. Priestess Aisling came up. We did beeswax release of the old year. We drew our pictures for the new year. It was a really nice weekend, and I hope that you all had the same. And I know that right now, there's a lot of folks who have COVID, a lot of women in our temple, but just people in general. I know this is just like so hard. It seems like it's the worst time to be sick over the holidays, to be worried about COVID. So we're going to be dedicating practice today to everybody who's struggling to either fight off COVID or recover from it. For the month of Prajna Paramita in the temple, we're going to read the Heart Sutra every day. And I have the J.A. Narayan translation ready to go. This translation is my new favorite. It's privately translated. It's not available for general publication at this time, but we do have it in the Goddess Temple app under the devotion section, Prajna Paramita. You'll find the copy in there that our temple is allowed to use if you'd like to print off a copy for yourself. We are going to be working with this deck, the guidance cards by Alu Gutmila. These cards are made, they're local from here in Mount Shasta. The author lives somewhere around here and teaches classes and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to this. There's 133 cards in this deck. It's enormous. And here, I'll show you. I can't even hold it with one hand. This is a two-hand deck. So we've got endless possibilities for our divinations. So let's get into it. For our candles, for our candle for this month, I'm using a candle made by Priestess Zia of Infinity Coven. That's her company, she and her friends. And they make these really beautiful scented soy wax candles. And this one is in mint. The heart's perfect wisdom. Uttering the sound of the three states of existence, I enter mystic union of oneness with the entire cosmos. In the three worlds, in the three times, my breath binds the sound. Om. Purifying the body, speech, and mind. I take refuge and invoke the awakened mind of the goddess who knows all and hears all suffering. The blessed Bodhisattva Aryatara from the deep practices of the heart's perfect wisdom, understanding that the five elements of consciousness were always empty, instructing her student Shariputra, she says, in this world of forms, Shariputra, all phenomena are empty. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. Form is not separate from emptiness, and emptiness is not different from form. Always, emptiness is the same as phenomena. Potential or actual form and emptiness never separate. So it is for feelings, conceptions, perceptions, and consciousness. All phenomena, Shariputra, have the characteristics of emptiness. They neither die nor take their birth into existence. Neither are improper nor shining with purity. Neither are complete nor deficient in any way wanting. So, Shariputra, in that emptiness, there is no form, no feeling, conception, perception, nor consciousness. There is no seeing, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, nor thought. Neither are there solid forms, sounds, fragrance, sensation, nor conceptual phenomena. No circle of sight, nor is there a sphere of consciousness. There is no knowledge nor ignorance. Neither does ignorance get vanquished nor knowledge voided. No long road into aging and death, and no liberation from it. No causes of suffering nor samsara. No stopping on the journey of joy and suffering. There is no clinging to thoughts nor grasping. There is no attainment of anything, as there's nothing to attain. With blissful practicing of the heart's perfect wisdom, obstructions of mind move clear, and the labyrinthine maze of thought impressions and delusions of duality are liberated. In this way, the blessed Bodhisattva Aryatara enters enlightened transcendence. In the three worlds, all on the Bodhisattva path may practice the heart's perfect wisdom, and in applying it every moment find the nature of mind and enter enlightenment. So, understand and see the mantra of the heart's perfect wisdom as the strongest of sorceries, as the most powerful saying of mystical and sacred speech. It is the mantra which smooths over all things, which disperses lies into its light of truth. This mantra liberates all and is said like this: Gate, gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhi soha. Gone, gone, crossed over and gone, completely gone beyond to the far shore, awakened, and all is good. This ends the heart's perfect wisdom. Over the years of practicing with the Heart Sutra, sometimes I've had people ask, like, what does that even mean? It's for sure a super dense document, and deliberately so, because at a certain level, it's designed to break the conceptual mind of all grasping and need to know. At the same time, it does contain with it perfect knowledge. So at the end of this video today, I'm going to post an article in the comments that'll be for anyone who'd like to learn more about the Heart Sutra. It's just a short little article, does a really good job of sort of unpacking it a little bit. But now let's pick our card. My goodness, how will I even shuffle? Prajnaparamita, the goddess of January in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple, isn't so much of a goddess of forms. She isn't so much a goddess of as a being. She is the embodiment of wisdom. And that wisdom was, and always will be without beginning, without end. It is the native wisdom of the cosmos. All of us have access to this wisdom. All of us are this wisdom, whether we know it or not. The world is a reflection of our minds. What is in your mind is what you are going to experience. Find the way to reconstruct your mind. Whatever you don't like, you can change by simply changing your thought patterns about it. Explore new avenues that are in the direction of inspiration, or explore that which you judge and have an aversion to. Change your life by changing your mind. And our affirmation for today: I am in charge of the renewal of my mind. Fantastic wisdom card for opening the new year. It is, spiritual bypassing to think that we can just think away conditions of life. And I would never propose to someone who's sick or starving or someone who has chronic pain or someone who's been through assault that they could just make it go away. At the same time, how we relate to the contents of our mind can make all the difference in how we interact with and relate to the world. So that, for example, as a person who, is a survivor of assault, I can either walk through the world allowing my fear to run the show, and sometimes it unconsciously tries to run the show, or I can consciously bring to the fore all of the strength and courage that I've learned in the wake of my assault and say to myself, okay, I know that within reason, this will never happen again because I will be able to get ahead of it. I see it coming now in a way that I didn't before. I know more about myself now. I know more about the world. I'm not meeting the world with naivete. I'm meeting the world with knowing. And that makes all the difference in allowing me to feel like I can be out in the world, like I can be in public, like I can do things, like I can be happy. I might think I'm not allowed to be happy otherwise. I might believe that I'm not allowed to be happy if I were to allow my fear to run the show. It doesn't mean I don't have fear. It means that I am aware of the fear, I see where it is, and I am going to allow myself to be happy anyway. I am consciously defying my own pattern. So today, how can we, in this fresh, just burgeoning new year, how can we defy the part of ourselves that is dedicated to a lesser state of being in our own lives? A powerful message, says Angelia. Thank you. I think so too. I'm very happy we drew this card because if we can take the time today to consciously remap some aspect of how we approach the world and just lock it in and say, this is how it is now, and then bring ourselves lovingly and gently back to it as many times as necessary. Of course, we'll fall away. Of course, we'll have moments where it doesn't work out. Of course, we'll have moments where we sort of wake up in the midst of a moment and realize, oh, my unconscious was running the show. Totally fine. No judgment, no shame, no aversion, just acceptance. Yes, this is how the brain works. Yes, I have trauma. Yes, that trauma sometimes starts to try to take over. It's only trying to protect me. Then we can say, and as a result that I know this, I am going to deliberately take steps in the other direction from doing this so that my life isn't the result of the aggregate of unconscious programmed behaviors that come from the unchosen things in my life, but rather that my life is the aggregate of my choices to be present amidst all that is unchosen. Linda says, love this message, incredibly relevant to what I was talking about this morning. I'll look for if you've posted about it. Linda, I didn't see any posts yet, but I will go and take a look, and glad that this resonates for you. It also resonates for me. Really important for us to remember that we're allowed to be happy, that we're allowed to decide to be happy. And that how we choose to relate to the world is not just by the desire of being happy, automatically spiritual bypassing. It's actually the wisdom of Prajnaparamita to know that the suffering and the joy are of one taste, one experience. And that experience in the human realm is this life, in this body, in this reality, right now. Andrea says, Conquer your fear. Don't let fear conquer me. That's right. And and I think learning not to shame ourselves for the times when fear does start to run the show, because we're human and we have habits. Habituated pain, habituated trauma, those are very real, and learning to cope with them is part of becoming conscious, aware, and living the chosen within the unchosen. So, let's carry that message into today and not allow ourselves to feel any guilt about conjuring our own happiness. If we don't conjure it for ourselves, who's going to conjure it for us? These cards don't have art. They're more focused. I mean, they do a little, but they're not really focused on the image. But I'll show you. The back is a really pretty depiction of kind of a mountain shape. And then on the side with the message at the top of each card, there's a photograph of Mount Shasta in black and white. So these are messages from the mountain through the channel of Alugutmila. All right, let's get into it. Guess what? Over the weekend, we managed to accomplish 520. We now are at 520,000 recitations of our mantras. I'm not going to obsess about the count now for a while. I'm going to just let it organically permaculture, and we'll count. And Priestess Aisling has dialed in to counting for us every week. We do like to log our counts in the Guanyan's Millionaires group in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple app. But if you want to log them on Facebook, that's fine too. If you're watching in the Goddess Temple app, please head over to the group. I made the group open. Everybody can see it. And we are going to be logging our counts there. It makes it easier for Aisling to keep up with our counts if we put them all in one place. So if you wouldn't mind, please doing that. All right, now let's get into it. 108, or not 100. We're going to start with our prostrations. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention. A person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from today's practice. And today we're holding everyone in the temple who, and out of it, who is struggling to either overcome COVID or to stay away from COVID. We're also holding Kimberly, who it looks like she's going to have to cope with her beloved pet's end of life. I just, when I logged in today, that flickered across my screen. So for Kimberly, supporting her through this. And there's another Kimberly Moore of the Mother House of the Goddess. She also has COVID, and she's got a lot of risk factors. She's at home now, resting and recovering, and hoping that she has ease and strength and vitality and well being. And let's recite the four immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balanced point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering for Guanxi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahum. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa and calling out to the one who can remind us that we are allowed to choose how we interact with the world, and that when we interact with the heart of compassion, we feel much better. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxin 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 Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxin Pusa. Namo Guanxin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin 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 Pusa. And I am realizing I don't think I have the printout of the new prayer. Let me just look. I don't think I do, but we will have a new prayer coming here in a minute. And we also have a new practice that we're doing, which is that you can go to mountshasta.goddesstemple.com and log if you would like your names to be put into the practice folder for the year. And I'll have those papers in there for a year. And then at the end of this year, I will burn those and we'll start afresh. So we'll do the prayer that we've been doing, but I have a really good one. I just didn't get a chance to print it yesterday. Choksum sasum nakdang chake tu tenyo sishi chayan getsen kun dirku dirdu pelge minupar deki tashi lekso palbar sho. Hum. By the power of the mantras and mudras of the three jewels and the three roots, may all the good omens, abundance, and prosperity of the animate and inanimate universe, both samsara and nirvana, be summoned and gathered here and expand without ever declining, so that the splendor, happiness, and well-being of all beings may be achieved. I think that's close. May blaze forth, and all that is good may blaze forth. Hung chosum sasum nakdang chake tu tenyo sishi chayang getsen kun dirku dirdu pelge minu par deki tashi letso pabar sho. And 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum as we call out to Guanyin and send out our compassion to all of those struggling and suffering, especially with COVID today. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks to our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer, long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo, Hung Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, a bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher, and wishing everyone a really great day. And go out there and make up your mind about how you're going to interact with reality. See you tomorrow.